What's up? It's Marty 1983 and you are in the Nerd Nest. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope everyone is having a nice holiday and enjoying it with their friends and loved ones. I am working on a game show review that I'm going to try and have up on YouTube by Cyber Monday. But first, here's a Thanksgiving special edition of the Top 10. Technically, this should be the top 20 since I actually have 20 items on my list in this video. One of the more popular nerdy things associated with Thanksgiving is the 1990s movie-mocking TV show Mystery Science Theater 3000. The holiday has a connection to MST3K because of the Turkey Day Marathon. Starting in 1991, Comedy Central, the network that aired the original series, ran a day-and-a-half-long marathon of the show which featured new material between the episodes from the cast and crew. When it moved to the Sci-Fi Channel in 1997, they had one marathon during that first year on that channel, but with no new interstitials. Starting in 2013, Shout Factory has continued the tradition and has streamed Turkey Day marathons on Thanksgiving, broadcasting multiple episodes wrapped with introductions from series creator Joel Hodgson and other cast members. And they will be doing another Turkey Day Marathon today, so go ahead and check it out when you're done here. Anyway, in honor of this, I decided I'd share my favorite episodes from the original run of Mystery Science Theater 3000 on the Comedy Channel, which later became Comedy Central, and then the Sci-Fi Channel. I will be posting my 10 favorite episodes with the series' original host and creator, Joel Hodgson, and then my 10 favorite episodes with his successor and head writer, Mike Nelson. Unlike my other top 10 videos, these episodes are in no particular order. I just chose 10 from each host that I like the best. Anyway, with that in mind, we'll start with the top 10 MST3K episodes of the Joel era. War of the Colossal Beast. This movie is nothing special. A giant thought to be dead goes on a rampage. Then again, is any MST3K movie special? But it also features the now famous short Mr. B. Natural, who later became a character on MST3K in her own right, played by Mike Nelson's future wife, Bridget Jones Nelson. Godzilla vs. Megalon. One of the two Godzilla films that were on MST3K, the second one brings us the memorable hero Jet Jaguar, which had his own theme song, as well as a host segment that mocked the Orville Redenbacher popcorn commercials of the late 80s, early 90s. And it gets kind of dark. Cave Dwellers. The first episode to officially air on Comedy Central was memorable for several reasons. The movie itself was pretty bad, especially since there was no continuity, but you had to love the scene where Joel and the bots recreated the intro and how Joel explained to the bots about Foley artists. Pod People. A European ripoff of E.T. the Extraterrestrial has a boy befriending a less-than-nice alien named Trumpy. But the episode is better known for mocking the scene with the band during a rehearsal, which has since become a favorite of Misty's. But as for the movie itself, well, Joel?
It stinks!
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. The best of MST3K's Christmas episodes. The movie itself is notable for featuring a young Pia Zadora as one of the Martian children, but she didn't buy herself a Golden Globe for this one. We also get a couple of memorable host segments, such as Crow teaching us all to have a Patrick Swayze Christmas, there's a good invention exchange, and a heartwarming moment from Gypsy. Attack of the Eye Creatures. A movie so bad they couldn't even get the title right. The movie itself is nothing good, it's just about an alien invasion being thwarted by some plucky teens while the Air Force sits on its ass and does nothing. The best part is the host segment at the end where Joel and the bots reiterate the mood of the filmmakers.
They just didn't care!
Ega! The late Richard Kiel, who later played Jaws and James Bond and Happy Gilmore's former boss, the one with the nail in his head. He plays a caveman discovered by a couple of teens out in the desert. This movie has one of the more disgusting moments where Egot laps up shaving cream, and also features the now immortal line,
"Watch out for snakes."
Manos, The Hands of Fate. Probably the worst movie that was ever featured on MST3K. It was so bad, even Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank apologized to the Satellite of Love crew. However, the movie became notable for Manos' caretaker, Torgo, who was featured later on the show and was played by Mike Nelson, creepy theme song and all. Hercules against the Moon Men. Hercules battles invaders from the moon. That's the movie. This episode is also notable for inspiring the name of my production handle, Deep Hurting, as the movie features a 5-minute sandstorm, which is indeed deep hurting. There's also a couple of funny host segments, including a song that sings the praises of pants. Mitchell. Joel's last regular appearance features the late Joe Don Baker as an LAPD detective who doesn't play by the book or display normal social graces, and Joel and the bots rip on him by making fun of Mitchell's weight, alcoholism, slovenliness, and uncouth behavior, which apparently pissed off the real Joe Don Baker, but hey, if you can't take it, don't dish it. And now we move on to the top 10 MST3K episodes of the Mike era, starting with The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Mike Nelson's first appearance as host, the movie is about a scientist who tries to keep his fiance's severed head alive after a car accident, whom the show later affectionately nicknamed Jan in the Pan. Mike proves himself to be a worthy successor to Joel and helps keep the riffs alive. Santa Claus. While not as good as the first MST3K Christmas episode, Mike's Yuletide Yuck Fest still has some pretty memorable moments. The movie itself has a devil named Pitch trying to destroy Santa's reputation by sabotaging his Christmas Eve deliveries and making kids do evil, with Santa getting his revenge on Pitch in the final host segment with Dr. F and TV's Frank watching. There's also a song that Mike and the bots sing that's kind of relevant to today's climate. The Wild World of Batwoman. This 1966 movie attempts to capitalize on the then recent hit Batman TV series by switching the main character's gender and by giving her a bunch of sexy assistants. The movie ends up driving Tom Servo insane. And also features a short about the negative effects of cheating, which continue into the host segments. Angel's Revenge. A ripoff of Charlie's Angels, this movie is notable for featuring several cameos from celebrities, including Arthur Godfrey, Jim Backus, Alan Hale Jr., Pat Buttram, and it has the villains portrayed by Jack Palance and Peter Lawford. The host segments also made fun of 70s pop culture, with the Mads dressed as famous relief pitchers, and Crow trying to write a blaxploitation film. The Giant Spider Invasion. Another episode with Alan Hale Jr., This one was directed by B-movie regular Bill Rebane, and it did surprisingly well at the box office, even though the movie itself is just crap, and it paints an unfortunate stereotype about people from Wisconsin. The host segments also pay tribute to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and we also learn what's in Tom Servo's underwear collection. And yes, he does have one. Don't ask why, it's just a show, you should really just relax. Space Mutiny! One of the best episodes of the series, Space Mutiny is the perfect starting point for new fans of MST3K. It's campy, unintentionally funny, and full of cheesy writing, acting, and special effects. And of course, it has a great action hero in Butch Deadlift, or was it Roll Fizzlebeef, or maybe it was Big McLarge Huge. Invasion of the Neptune Men. A 1961 superhero movie from Japanese studio Toei, who would later give the world Power Rangers, Dragon Ball, and Sailor Moon, among others. This was not one of their better works. The episode also featured a host segment where Mike and the Bots argue about kabuki and no theater in the style of Abbott and Costello's famous Who's on First routine. It also has a scene where this happens.
What the?
We took out the Hitler building. Where's everybody going to go to see Hitler memorabilia?
Final Sacrifice. This 1990 movie introduced the world to Canada's greatest action star, Zap Rousdower. It's about a young man being chased by a cult, and Zap is an ex-cult member trying to save him. The movie also features Mike and the Bots making fun of Canadian stereotypes, with everyone, except Mike, getting hockey hair. But it's all in fun, and even our friends up in Canada can enjoy a laugh or two. Crack of the Moon Beast. This 1972 crap cake is about a mineralogist who gets hit by a meteorite and becomes a reptilian monster at night. There's also a host segment dedicated to the rise and fall of the band that played the song California Lady in the movie in the style of VH1's Behind the Music or E! True Hollywood Story. The best character in this movie, as bad as it is Johnny Longbow. Not Longbone, by the way. And he makes a really good stew. It must be good if it becomes a running gag in this episode.
Onions?
Horrors of Spider Island. One of the last episodes of the original series, this 1960 German horror film is a bunch of female dancers stranded on an island after their manager turns into a giant spider. The girls are pretty much useless without their manager around, and Mike in the Box used a host segment to prove a theory about this. I also like this part at the end of the movie, which kind of sums up how I feel about all the movies on MST3K.
Really, in the end, hey. What the...
So, you want to end your movie that way, huh? Okay, get bent. We're out of here.
Alrighty, those are my top 20 episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000 from the original run. Although the show is currently on hiatus again after a failed Kickstarter attempt by Joel Hodgson, I do hope Joel is able to get the show back again in the future. The world has so many bad movies, and we are living in the darkest timeline right now that we need MST3K to get us through it all. Anyway, if there are any episodes of MST3K that you like, share in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving, and I hope to see you again soon, and I'll try to have my game show review up this weekend. Remember to follow me on Space Hey, smash the like button. I already said all that, you get the idea. Until next time, I'm Marty1983, and I'm logging out of the nerd nest. Gobble gobble!
D